behind organizing the event is to create a platform where filmmakers from the region can discuss issues concerning the filmmaking industry and share ideas to take the industry to a new height so that it could compete with other film industries of the country as well as abroad. The event would also serve an opportunity to the young makers to learn many innovative ideas in the filmmaking, including shooting, sound recording, editing, cinematography, and voice dubbing. Movie is a medium that helps bind us together. Indian films are shown worldwide. In Oslo, there are even frequent cinema festivals devoted in Indian films. Over the past decade, several talented young Arunachalis have made their film debuts. At the same time, our older generation filmmakers have maintained a stable level of production. This has ensured both quality and innovation. It has resulted in expanding domestic, regional, and national audiences. Many predicted that television would strangle the cinema. They have been proven wrong. Then many predicted that the video would sideline the cinema. They too failed in their prediction. The cinema has a special magic. No private sitting room can recreate the feeling of dark cinema hall. Filmmakers of the today look for and find new ways of influencing the audience, using the experiences of the film master of the past, the latest technical solution, and their own know-how. They work towards the development of this art form, towards making it more and more universal and accessible to the popular masses. I once again welcome you all to this gala event and wish you all a pleasant stay in this enchanting state. Jai Hind, Jai Northeast, Jai Arunachal. Thank you very much.
We have amidst us a few guests who have taken trouble to come. In fact, all of you who have come from far off Delhi, Mumbai, from all the 8 states. We're really grateful that you're here. And I wish we had the time to actually felicitate each one of you. But because we're trying to keep the program short, we will felicitate you at different moments of the 4 days that you're here with us. But for now, I'd like to begin by perhaps saluting the veterans, the masters of Northeast cinema. And I'd like to request His Excellency, the Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, to kindly felicitate firstly Mr. Janu Barwa on behalf of the Festival Secretariat and the people of Arunachal Pradesh. Mr. Janu Barwa. Thank you, sir. I'd like to request His Excellency Ladies and gentlemen, can I have a big round of applause for Mr. Januda and Mr. Arunachal. And finally, Januda has been very kind sensibly with Januda. We have our own filmmakers from the state, young filmmakers, veteran filmmakers who are here with us. We have officers from the government of Arunachal, Director IPR, our Secretary, Mr. Sonam Chombe, our Secretary Art and Culture, Mr. Dani Salu, and indeed everyone in the Director of IPR has been really supporting the effort of the Film Federation of Arunachal, and of course the guides who you see running around to bring this evening and this festival to a reality. I would now like to request words.
The producers, the actors and the actresses, and also the government officials, my friends, commissioners and secretaries, and all the fans who have come from across the country to witness this film festival. Good evening to all of you. It is our pleasure to have all of you amongst us and witness this occasion. The film festival took its birth around 3 years back in the year 2013 when we had our first film festival, ARUNACHAL Film Festival. And then subsequent year 2014 and 2015 we had it, and then we had thought, why not we have a pan-Northeast film festival where our people can be exposed to the various renowned film producers and the movies produced from the region, and also introduce our own producers and directors to them and have a one-to-one interaction with them. With this thought, this was initiated and has seen the light of day today. The film is reflection of our thoughts and our society through the eyes of the artists, through the eyes of the filmmakers, through the eyes of the thinkers. This movie has shaped our thoughts, our life for over a century. It plays a very important part. It tells the story of the life, it tells the story of the society, it tells of the passing phases through which we struggle our life. And why not? The Northeast, the hotbed of culture, the hotbed of language, the hotbed of the customs, the variety, like nowhere else in the world. Different tribes, different people, different culture, within short distances, within a small place, having different stories. And film is the medium through which all can be exposed, and which have been exposed and which have been told. Yeah, the Northeast movies, the film produced from Northeastern states might not have been a commercial blockbuster, but it definitely has won the hearts of the people who see the art, the finery of the creation of the art. We have won national and international awards and have been in the front of every international film festival. Wherever it has happened, whether it's Cannes or it's in Goa or where across the world, our people have been able to make their mark in the film world. With this small initiation of Northeast Film Festival, we hope it will work as a springboard where we can exchange our ideas. The producers and the directors, the actors and actors across the region can exchange their ideas, gain from each other's experience, enrich ourselves, and will be able to compete with the rest of the world in a better way. Thank you.
Sir, to please come on stage and bless us with his words.
Thank you. Yes. Respected Sri J.P. Rajkawaji, His Excellency Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, then respected First Lady Mrs. Rajkawa, then Sri Moji Viva, Festival Director Film Northeast, then my friend Janu Barwa, and other friends, ladies and gentlemen. I am very happy to be here, and I want to express my sincere thankfulness to the organizers of this festival which is very important, and also inviting me to participate in the festival, screening some of my films here in the retrospective section of the festival. You know, just I was wondering, last month, I mean in December, I was in Goa, and 14 of my films were screened in Goa International Film Festival, highlighting Northeast. And then, I mean, that is the westernmost part of India. And then today, I am presenting some of my films here in retrospective section, again in Arunachal Pradesh. My films, that means representing Northeast films, are screened in these very important festivals. Yes, I think there will be time for us to discussion more. Only one point I want to mention here is, this is very important festival because it will give a chance for expression ourselves, the northeastern people of India. In India, you know, it is a vast country. You are having different people, different languages, west, east, south, north. And when we speak of Indian film, sometimes we are misguided. India consists of different people, different states, different languages. There is no different entity called India except these people, these states. And so when we speak about Indian film, that means films from the different regions. But when you mark as regional filmmaker, there is a difficulty. There is a difficulty. I point this out because when we go outside India, Janu is here, he knows. We are called Indian filmmakers, but in India we are called regional filmmakers. This is very unfortunate. We must be careful of this. And another point, very important point is, this will give a chance for showcasing the Mongolic featured people's expression. Mongolic, mind you. In India there are different peoples, different faces, different customs, different traditions, different cultures. But Northeast is important because of the people of this place who are Mongolic in feature, having Mongolic culture. And this is a good chance for us to showcase the creativity of these people and of this land. Thank you.
us that you have taken time out to be with us, and we're really deeply grateful. Next, I would like to call upon stage Januda. Please come and say a few words and bless the festival. Shri Janu Barwa.
Thank you. His Excellency, Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, Sri J.P. Raskhwaji, the First Lady of the state, Rita Raskhwaji, my very dear friend, Arivamsham Sharma, Jerifa, all the distinguished guests, and my friends. Well, actually, first of all, I must say that I'm very happy to be here. When Modi called me, and he had invited me to this event. In fact, I was more than happy because this is one place actually I always wanted to come, but with a purpose. And this is a purpose actually which every filmmaker looks for. That also, it's a place, it's a very close to our heart for an artist filmmaker. So I'm very happy to be here. On this occasion, actually, I just want to say something which I want to address particularly to the young filmmakers of the state. Since as a medium, the cinema is quite new to this state, as we all know. And I have from the neighboring state, and I have become already veteran. So I definitely had something to say. The kind of mistakes like Arivam and me, kind of mistakes we have done, we don't want our younger brothers to make those mistakes or become victims. We want them to flourish as filmmakers and to keep the flag of cinema from this state and proceed with that. Very shortly, I would like to remind, in fact, all of you know about it, a fact that we in India, we make the largest number of films in the world. It's almost 1,000 plus. A second to ours, sometimes it is Hong Kong, and sometimes it is US. But their total number is much less than our half. So that way, we are much ahead of that world's production as the largest number of films, as producers of the largest number of films in the world. It is absolutely virgin. There's so much to tell to the world. There's so much to express. And that is one thing actually the young filmmakers of this state must keep that fact in mind. Cinema being a powerful medium, we need to utilize that for the betterment of the world, betterment of the society. I must, it is an expression of an artist. And that is why all the time we need to feel that we have a, or making a, propagating or promoting cinema, it is a responsibility that we need to carry. It always helps our people, and that is one thing actually we need to realize. At the same time, I would try to make an appeal to the government of Arunachal Pradesh, or in Telangana, or in Bengal. Those are viable industries as a cinema industry. But in Arunachal Pradesh, we cannot expect that cinema industry to be economically viable. And for that, I want to make that appeal to the government to help all the young filmmakers to express their stories and the stories of Arunachal Pradesh. As I said already, there is so much to tell. We must tell. We must tell the world, must remind the world that we also exist. So for that, I would appeal to the filmmakers from Northeast not to depend on the outside stories, not to copy Bollywood or Hollywood. You make your own stories. Try to be proud of that. And we have so much to tell, as I said. I just want to share one incident that happened. I made a film called Haludia Sorai Baudhan Khai. First time it was after it was screened at some our International Film Festival of India. It was invited to, first invitation came from Sydney. The film was shown in Sydney, and there was a hall that accommodated almost 2,500 audience. The hall was packed, and the film was over. Everybody gave the film a standing ovation. Then after that, there was a press meet. And that was to be my first press meet, first international press meet. I was really scared to face that international people, critics and all. And anyway, we have a habit of getting scared in front of white people. So I was really very scared. The director of the festival, his name was Rod Webb, and he said that he introduced me. There are about 300 people in the press meet, and the meet had started. And the director, the Rod Webb, told me that there is a lady in front of, in the first row, at a long sofa, and nobody was sitting with her. She was sitting alone. And about 50 plus, white lady. And he told me, Rod Webb told me, be careful about that lady. So I was very more scared. And she's supposed to be the absolutely very strict critic. Then as I was answering the questions, I was getting disturbed. Disturbed why? That lady was eating wafers, potato wafers, and making noise, crack, croak, like that. And I was really getting disturbed, but at one point of time, I couldn't stand. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, will you stop eating that?" She got wild at me. Says, you are asking me to stop eating? I said, "Yes, I'm getting disturbed." She said, "Okay, fine." Then she kept the packet, and did this, and I came to know that she's going to fix me now. She was getting ready. Then, after a few seconds, she said, "Mr. Barua, I want to ask you a question." I said, "Yes, ma'am." "You Indian filmmakers, why you always try to sell poverty?" So I was zapped. Actually, I was not prepared for such a question. And my film, Halodia, it was on a farm. And I asked her back, he said, "You saw poverty in my film?" She said, "Yes. What is there from first frame to the last frame is only poverty." I said, "That depends how you define poverty." And she said, "Well," I said, "Can I ask you a question?" Oh, she said, "Okay, go ahead." I said, "Ma'am, do you have a car?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Which car?" She said, "Datsun." I said, "Oh, that Japanese car?" "Yes, that Japanese car." Then I added, I said, "Why not a Rolls Royce? Why not a Rolls Royce?" She said, "Why not?" "But you don't have a Rolls Royce, right?" She said, "Yes, I don't have a Rolls Royce." "But you want to have a Rolls Royce?" She said, "Yes, why not?" "But you cannot have a Rolls Royce because I can't afford the Rolls Royce." She said, "Yes, maybe." I said, "That is poverty for me. That is poverty. What you want to have, you cannot afford. That is poverty for me." My farmer in the film, he doesn't even want a bicycle. He has one plot of land and he has a family. He is content with life. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't want to even to go outside the village. So he is happily living. So how can you call him poor? How can you call him that poverty? His only problem has come because his only land had come into dispute. So entire hall, 300 plus people, they clapped, thunderous clap, the standing ovation they gave for that answer. So instantly what happened to me, that was my first international press conference. Instantly what happened to me, I felt so proud of my film. I felt so proud that, I have defended my film. And later I came to, when I was coming out, on the lobby, at the lobby, she was waiting for me, that lady. She said, well, Mr. Barua, can I invite you for dinner? So I said, I was really shocked. It was a pleasant shock. Then she gave me a dinner. Anyway, that was the incident actually I wanted to share. Why? Because it is so important how you defend what you make. You must be proud of yourself, about your creation, about your people, about your land, about your state, about your culture, about your society. It's so important. That is what Aribam is doing. I am trying to do. And that is needed to be done. And we don't need stories from outside. You have so rich stories. And you need to do that. Of course, to be able to do that, it's not just camera action, sound. It's not just that. It's much more than that. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of study, and a lot of conviction, and a lot of passion. We need to acquire that to start making films. And I would request all the young filmmakers, before you try to make films, you satisfy yourself with all the that you are well equipped to do that. And you will be able to do that. And that factor, the hard work, it continues throughout your life. We are still students of cinema. And that learning will never end. It will keep continuing. And that kind of hard work we have to do. I just want to share a poem that I used in my one of my films, and my favorite poem, one of my favorite poems, written by Harivansh Rai Bachchan. I used this poem in my film, Maine Gandhi Ko Nahi Mara. I just want to recite that. I love reciting that poem in such occasions. It goes like this. लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, हिम्मत करने वालों की हार नहीं होती। नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है। मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है, चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर चढ़ना ना करता है। आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती। डुबकियां असफलता एक चुनौती है, असफलता एक चुनौती है, स्वीकार करो। क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो। जब तक न सफल हो नींद चैन की त्यागो तुम, संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़ मत भागो तुम। कुछ किए बिना ही जय जय कर नहीं होती, हिम्मत करने वालों की हार नहीं होती। So with that, I just wish all the best for a grand future, for cinema of Arunachal Pradesh. Thank you very much.
Those beautiful words, and indeed the Film Federation of Arunachal and the Director of IPR are very grateful to both Januda and Aribam Sharma sir for having spent this evening with us and for taking the time out. We will now move on to the formal inaugural of the Film Northeast Film Festival. I would like to request, you can see on the stage across me, 8 lamps representing 8 lives, 8 states, 8 dreams that are waiting to be lit. And I would like to request His Excellency, Shri J.P. Rajkot sir, to please come on stage and light the lamp and start off and inaugurate the festival. I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, may we give a big round of applause for taking our His Excellency, the Governor, and for our distinguished guests. We'll try and keep these lamps lit through the festival. We hope that our dreams will survive. Thank you so much, distinguished guests, with excellent words, and address the gathering.
First Lady, Mrs. Rajkura, eminent film personality and Padma Shri awardee, Aribam Sharma, eminent producer director, Padma Bhushan awardee, Sri Janu Barua, one of the most popular film actresses of the Northeast and Assam in particular, is Jeriba Wahid. Commissioner, Art and Culture, Information and Public Relations, Director, and other officials who have contributed towards holding of this Northeast Film Festival. President of Film Federation of Arunachal Pradesh, Sri Thupa Sweda, Director, Mr. Obang Tayang, Director of the festival, esteemed members of the organizing committee, distinguished guests, invitees, artists, musicians, producers, directors, all coming from different parts of the Northeast and rest of India, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's a really great pleasure for me to be here this evening to attend the inaugural session and to listen to the learned speeches of international film personalities like Janu Barua and Aribam Sharma, and also the young director were given an overview of the entire festival, starting with its origin and also what the festival aims at. There is really a very laudable initiative by the government of Arunachal Pradesh in association with the Film Federation of Arunachal Pradesh and the young artists, the producers, directors, musicians, story writers, storytellers, and others were all associated. Film making is a very difficult task, although for us it is one of the most important channels of entertainment, and it is also at the same time is one of the most important media of communication that is with the masses, with one and all. So far as the Northeast is concerned, we have not been producing too many films, but there are a good number of films. Jana Borwa, he has produced many international acclaimed films, which one already he had mentioned and about how it was appreciated abroad. So he had made many other films also. Hadarullah Bahadur, that is another milestone in the film world. And so far as pictures films are concerned, to my mind, the first film in India was produced, that is celluloid was produced by Mr. late Pramatej Barua. He belongs to Assam, he belongs to the Northeast. And that was, if I'm not incorrect, Devdas, that was the first film. And the first film that was produced by a person from the Northeast, and that is, by Jyoti Prasad Agarwala in 1935. And after that, of course, many more films are being produced in different languages, Assamese, Khasi, Jaintia, Naga, and of course, Arunachal, though a latecomer, Arunachal has been doing pretty well in this particular area. And as I find at least 5 names, 5 Arunachali films that we have witnessed, I and my wife. Those are Sunam, Itanagar 0 Point, Nabatani, Mongkhor, Oya, and of course a short cartoon film as well. And now these pictures and films, these have been made with a lot of pains, a lot of efforts, a lot of difficulties, but each one of these films is carrying a message. One is for dealing with the evils of polygamy, another dealing with the evils of polyandry, and others on other matters of social importance. And there are many areas, and as Jana Barua has said, that we should not look outside to make films. Arunachal and rather the entire Northeast is extremely rich in all kinds of stories, all kinds of possibilities for pictures, cinemas. We have very rich and varied nature. Eminent films are being made in the Northeast, in Arunachal also. Even some actresses, they had, and so much popularity that there is one, even Madhuri Lake, that is on the way to the Damla Pass. So that shows how much the people of Arunachal are interested in films. But as Mr. Barua said, let us make good films, let us look inside, let us look into our own resources and make the films, so that we can carry the message of the Northeast, carry the message of Arunachal about its art, the culture, the various tribes, the customs, its faiths, and its difficulties and struggle in life, and amidst struggles, the prosperity that they're aiming at and the possibilities they have got for future development, growth, and shining in different areas. Unfortunately, while the government has taken steps to promote making films, on the other hand, for exhibiting films, we don't have any space here. I am told that there is no cinema hall in the state. If that is correct, is really very sad matter. And the government, the Department of Information Public Relations, which includes art and culture, has takes up initiatives in that regard. There could be, in other places, there are multiplexes, where we cannot think of multiplexes. Even a small cinema hall is not there in Gitanagar, now like on the capital city. So, the government has to take an initiative. And at the same time, I also understand that there are many rich people in Arunachal Pradesh, in many towns, Itanagar, Naharlagun, and other areas, and these opulent people, I think they can also share their riches in producing good cinemas. They could become producers, so that way I will encourage the young generation to make script, direct films, and also involve the various other artists for making a film. Because it is like a symphony. So 1 or 2 persons cannot make a film. It requires a large number of persons. It requires a cohesion in a large number of areas. That producing, editing, story making, directing, the musicians, the singers, the photography, and different other technicalities, because now digitalization is taking place fast. So modern technology, so all these have to coordinate together to make a film. To my mind, it is a very, very difficult task, although while enjoying a picture, a good picture, or a picture which can give us maybe temporary happiness, maybe temporary relief from the difficulties and tensions in life, we don't appreciate at this stage. And then another main problem that was also pointed out by Mr. Sarma and Sri Baru as well, about the commercial aspect of the picture. Because marketing is a big problem here. And on the one hand, the Hindi cinemas, as you said, Mr. Baru said, 2 to 3% of the cinemas, those are of proper standard, good standard. And others, of course, and everyone knows what the standard is. But some of the cinemas, those are booked well in advance, and on the same day, some pictures are shown in 400, 500 cinema halls across the world. And they consider the success based on the box office hit. Which cinema has grossed 100 crores in 5 days, or 7 days, 200 crores in 15 days. I mean, that's where we judge the success of cinema. But we have to change this mindset. Altogether we have to change that mindset. At the same time we have to see that our cinemas can be run. Regional cinemas can be run. State cinemas can be run for a good number of days. So that whatever the ideas are there, whatever the messages are there of the producers and the directors, those will convey to the people. And people also would get to know about the richness of culture of each of the states of the region, because to my mind, the knowledge that we should have about each other's language, culture, dialects, costumes, food habits, so many other things in life are there. So that is missing. I hope that aspect will be looked into, and while making cinemas, certainly we have to go for good marketing. At the same time, we should not blindly follow what is being done in cheap Hindi movies to make a popular film, to make some money. Then of course, on the training part, the good side, positive side, that Film and Television Institute is coming up here, and I hope that will greatly help in promotion of good pictures, training our youth boys and girls, so that they could follow, they could pursue this film making, or acting in film, or participating in film in different roles itself as a profession, as an employment opportunity. So that we cannot forget. We have to keep that in mind. And then of course, we find some of our youth, they're doing very well, and they have been able to earn international reputation, like Sanjay Darji Tandu and Sri Mauji Riba. And I congratulate them, and I wish the other new entrants, they will come out and they will do all their best to to see that they make the best performance in whatever roles they play. In any case, there is no substitute for hard work, no substitute for perseverance, no substitute for commitment, dedication, and intellectual honesty. That is very important in making a film or taking part in a film in any role. And one has to fully dedicate into the film one has to make or one is making, whether in acting or singing or directing or producing or in any particular role. So I wish that this particular Northeast Film Festival or Film Northeast, which is going to be a biennial feature, will also be held not only here in Arunachal Pradesh only, or Itanagar and Naharlagun only. If this will be held in Arunachal Pradesh biennially, then I would suggest that the location is changed. Every term we have it. This time Itanagar and Naharlagun, next time it will be Jiro, next time it will be Pasigar, then we can go to the north and the east and the west. I think that will carry very nice message, and all the people of the entire state will get involved in the film industry and the film activities, and that will give a lot of encouragement to all the young people. Similarly, there should also be festivals which should be on a rotating basis in other 8 states. If it is for only Arunachal Pradesh, that will not serve that much purpose. So how this can be further expanded? So 1 year, let it be somewhere in Assam, next year the next day, so that way the 8 states will be covered. Whether that will be done by having some other festival or by expanding the base of the festival to proper coordination and proper arrangement. I think that is an area which could be thought of. I won't like to speak much because already much has been said. Very important, very useful advice and suggestions have been given by both Mr. Barwa and by Mr. Sharma.